Hello everyone, this is Jesus. I am just doing my walkthrough for the CSS shapes. I decided to go and recreate the shape for the GitHub repository's logo, and this is how I did it. I created a main div where I included five divs inside of it, each one representing each part of the body of this little cat here. For example, I created one for each ear, and that was actually inspired for triangles that we saw this week. So I'll start here. The GitHub logo, that it's the main container for the logo, and what I did is giving it a width and a height for the size of the logo, and I use a border radius to be able to make a circle. Now I gave it a black color, so it looked like this. So this is a complete circle made with the border radius. Now I also created the different parts of the body of this cat. For example, I created the ears, and I said were inspired on the triangles that we saw this week. So the triangles are formed with these three lines. And the positioning was done with these attributes here, left and top. Now, for the head, I did the same thing. I did a circle. I centered it with the margin 0 auto. And then what I did was actually for the ears, I had to do something here. Well, I did transparency, so there was no color on that. And the positioning and the floating left, so each triangle would not be on top of each other but next to each other, just like this. Now for the body, I follow pretty much the same thing. I use border radius to give some radius to the shoulders of this little cat here, as it is shown down here on this line. Now I did the centering again with the 0 auto for margins, and the size. Here I just incremented the height, so it looked more like this. Now the tricky part here was the tail. The tail, I did a little rectangle with the div, and then did it a little bit so it didn't look like straight. And then I used the before pseudo element here to be able to create another div that would complement the rest of the tail. And for this one, I used the border radius to give it a shape that was not like totally a rectangle. So yes, smoothing out. And then we did a rotation. So this last part is just the second part of the tail. So it went up a little bit. So this is my work. This is what I've done, and I think I really like it. I didn't know all the power that CSS has, but now I can see how to apply it. If you have any comment, any feedback you can give me about this, I would really appreciate it, and thanks for watching.